Hello, we're working on lesson 1.11, reasonable answers. So go ahead and write down your I can statement. We're going to be using benchmarks and rounding to estimate with fractions and mixed numbers. So benchmarks are simply just reference points. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. So here's a number line. These are fraction benchmarks. So 0, a half, and 1. So basically we're going to be looking at a fraction and seeing which one of these numbers it's closest to. So our fraction is 5/8. Now 0/8 would be the same as 0. Halfway to 8/8 is 4/8, and 1 whole would be 8/8. So when we look at the fraction 5/8, we can see that it's only 1 away from 4/8. So we would say then that 5/8 is closest to, or it's about 1/2. So that's what I mean by using benchmarks. So these are the 3 benchmarks we're using, and we're rounding because we're going to be using these to estimate answers and see if our answers are reasonable. So let's look at a problem. We've got 3/8 plus 5/6. So if we divide this number line again into eighths, and if we also think of it as sixths, we've got 0/6, 6/6 makes 1, and halfway is 3/6 because 3 is half of 6. So 3/8 is closest to 4/8. It's only 1 away. So 3/8 is closer to a half than it is to 0. What about 5/6? We know it's between 3 and 6. It's only 1 away from 6/6. So we would say that 5/6 is closer to 1 than it is to a half. So then when I want to estimate what the answer is going to be to this problem, since 3/8 is close to a half and 5/6 is close to 1, I would guess that my answer is going to be close to 1.5. So let's see. I'm going to use 24ths for my common denominator because 8 and 6 are both factors of 24. They both go into 24. So 8 times 3 is 24, 3 times 3 is 9, 6 times 4 is 24, 5 times 4 is 20. So that equals 29 24ths, which is more than 1. So 24 goes into 29 once with 5 left over. So my actual answer is 1 5 24ths. Now 12 24ths would be exactly 1.5, but this isn't too far off. So I know that my answer is reasonable. As long as I'm within about a half, I'm okay. Let's look at another one. 15/16. So if I divide this fraction bar into 16ths, 15/16 is very close to 1 whole. Now, when I try to divide this into thirds, it's easy at the start and the finish, but it's a little bit tricky to think of what is half of 3/3. That's going to be about 1.5. But another thing I could do is actually look at a fraction bar, and I can see that 1/3 lands right here, and that's closer to a half. So 15/16 is closer to 1. 1/3 is closer to a half. So that 1, this is a subtraction problem now. So 1 minus a half equals a half. So that's what I'm going to expect my answer to be close to. So when I actually do the problem, 3 does not go into 16, and I can't divide anything to get down to 3, so I'm going to multiply these to get my denominator, and it's going to end up being 48. So I'm going to have 45 48 minus 16 48, and that's going to give me 29 48. So when I think about what that simplifies to, I know that 24 48 is exactly a half, so I'm not too far off. So that's a good estimate, and I know that my answer is reasonable. If this number was way off, then I would know I've done something wrong along the way and I should go back and see if I can find my mistake. Let's try this with mixed numbers. So we have our benchmarks, 0, 1 1/2, and here's a hint. Don't worry about the whole numbers. Let's just look at the fractions. So if we think of sixths, 5/6 is very close to 6/6. 1/8 is very close to 0. So when I'm looking at what this looks like in my numbers, since this is almost 1, 2 plus 1 is going to equal 3, and that 1/8 is very close to 0, so that's just going to leave that 7 alone at 7. So my answer to this problem should be somewhere close to 10. So when I actually solve the problem, I'm going to use 24 because 6 and 8 both go into 24. So I have 2 and 20/24 plus 7 and 3/24. So when I add those up, I get 9 and 23/24. And look, this is almost 24/24. So 9 plus 1, I'm very close to that estimate of 10. So I know that this is a good answer. It's reasonable, so I'm probably correct. Let's try one more. 5 3/10 minus 1 5/8. So my eighths, 5/8 is going to be close to a half. So that's 1 1/2. 3/10, that's just a couple away from 5/10. It's 3 away from 0/10. So that's also going to be close to a half. So I'm going to have 5 1/2 minus 1 1/2. So when I work that out, a half minus a half is nothing, and 5 minus 1 is 4. So this answer should be close to 4. Let's check it out. 10 and 8 both go into 40. So I'm going to use that for my common denominator. So when I multiply 10 times 4, 3 times 4, that's what I get. 8 times 5, 5 times 5. So I'm going to have 25/40. 12 minus 25, I can't do. So as we learned earlier, I'm going to have to borrow. So I'll end up with 4. When I move 40ths over, 40/40ths over, and add 12, I'm going to get 52/40ths minus my 1 25/40ths. So 52 minus 25 gives me the 27. 4 minus 1 gives me 3. So 27/40ths is more than a half, somewhere between, because 20/40ths would be a half. So it's between a half and 1. 3 plus that almost 1 gets me close to 4. So I know that my answer is reasonable. Okay, I'm going to ask you to give this a try now. So look at your numbers. Is this closest to 5? Is it closer to 6? 5 1/2? So you can use, a whole number or a half. The fraction could be a half. Go ahead and find out what your estimate would be by rounding these off as I've shown you, and then actually work out the problem to get the difference here and the sum here. Be sure to show your work. See you soon.